Good Squad, back at y'all with another video. Today's topic is you are God, God is you. So, excuse me, I just came out the gym, so I'm trying to catch my breath. All things are possible through God. Well, first off, I'm speaking in terms, I'm not religious, but I do believe in a higher power. And when I say God, I'm speaking in terms of the higher power that's out there, the supernatural, the God, universe, source, spirit, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to refer to God because that's like a universal word that most people use. But again, I'm not religious, but I do believe in a higher power. So with that, you are God, God is you. And I got my points that I'm about to that I wrote down, and I'm gonna expand on those points like I've been doing. All things are possible through God, so all things are possible through you. Facts. You are not separate from this power. You are a fragment of God's source energy. That is a fact. We are all the same. We are all made of the same makeup. The creators of this world, everything that's within this world is made up of the same things. When you break everything down to a molecular structure, we all are made of the same compound. So we are just fragments and pieces of the divine source energy, encapsulated into whatever vessel it is that you are in. Next point. Your energy is literally the God essence that's within you. You and everything in this world. That's why it's called energy, because it's your inner G inside. Your inner God. So that's what energy is. It's your inner G, or your inner God source. That's why you have to clear out your energy of anything that is disrupting your vibe and or peace. Facts. The higher frequency you can vibrate or vibe at, the more of your energy or inner God you can tap into, and the better quality of life you will have. Those are facts. The more you can create peace within your life, and the higher frequency that you can vibrate at a consistent basis, the better quality of life you're going to have. The better relationships you're going to have. The more substantial and fulfilling those relationships are going to be with people and also within yourself. Because the higher you vibrate in frequency, the more you're tapping into your energy or your inner God. And the more you tap into your inner God, the easier it is for you to create the blessings and manifestations that you want within your life. So that's why it's important to do the inner work and to surround yourself with people who emit positive frequencies and higher frequencies, so that you can tap into your inner essence, your inner power, your energy. Next point. Your most important job is working for the Most High God, which really means you're working for the most elevated version of yourself, because again, God resides in you. These are facts. That's why it says in the scriptures, you are made in God's image, because at the end of the day, you are a piece of God. You were just a unique being that was sculpted from a fraction of that divine essence that encapsulates this world. When you understand that and you really tap into that, that's when you unlock your power, and you can do things and manifest things at will. When you move with the purpose of love, appreciation, gratitude, compassion towards yourself and others, you are working with the source of divine energy that lives inside of you. Facts. This is how you unlock your blessings, divine favor, and protection. That is all factual and something that you really need to take in with yourself and understand. When you're operating at a low frequency, you are going directly against your higher divine version of yourself. We all have those times in our life where we vibrate at a low frequency. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you stay in that position and you dwell down there for too long, you start to lose what it is that you are at the essence of your core, which is a divine being sent here to experience this this version of yourself through the vessel that you're living in. You know what I'm saying? Think of the movie The Matrix. When they were inside the Matrix, it was them in the Matrix. It was a different version of them. And then when they unplugged themselves from the Matrix, it was them, but in a different version. So when you're when you wake up into this, when you go to sleep, you remove yourself from this program that we're in, or this experience that you're having when you're awake and aware. When you go to sleep, you're technically unconscious, so you're not conscious of everything that's going on here. But when you wake up, you're plugging yourself back into the system or the experience that you're having here. So it's the same concept. Next point. Very important. This one right here is very, very important. All of it is important, but this one's very important because this is what impacts your life. And a lot of people overlook this. They take this with a grain of salt. When you do wrong by people, especially those who are divinely sent to help you live a better quality of life, you're not actually hurting them. You're hurting yourself because they are a reflection of you, since everyone is a part of God's source energy, just contained in a different vessel. These are facts. That's something that you have to take into account when you're moving around and you're dealing with people. It doesn't matter if they're close to you or not. It doesn't matter if you just come across somebody who you've never seen before, or you're dealing with people who are in your everyday life and they're a part of your life, and they hold some sort of value to you. When you treat somebody wrong, you have to understand that you're not really treating them. Yes, in hindsight, you're treating them wrong, but really, on the tail end of it, you're treating yourself wrong, because whatever energy you put out is going to come back to you. So when you treat somebody else wrong, you're really treating a different version of yourself wrong, because we're all the same when it comes down to it. Like, we all have the same makeup on the inside, because we're all energetically the same. Like, we all operate on the same energy frequencies. It's just depending on what frequency you're resonating at the time, but like, your source is the same. We all have the same source. We all have the same spirit. We're all connected. We're connected. We have different souls, but our spirit and our energy is the same. So when you are putting out a certain type of energy to somebody else, that's really how you're treating yourself, because it shows you don't understand how energy works. Because if you did, you would treat everybody with respect, dignity, and kindness, and love, and compassion, because you would understand that that person is really just you in a different vessel. And that's how it works. And I promise you, if you you're gonna do what you want to do regardless. But I know for a fact that that's how it works. And the reason why I know that is because I've been on both ends. I have had instances to where I haven't treated people fairly or in a good way, and I always paid for it on the latter end. It always came back to catch up with me at some point. So once I realized that, I said to myself, okay, wait a minute. Every time I do something like negative towards somebody else or whatever, or even if I have a negative thought, or if I whatever the case may be, it always came back to catch up to me at some point. Even if I did something, and even if that person even if you do something and that person doesn't even know, the fact that you put that energy out there, that's all that is needed, because it's the frequency that you're vibrating at. So whatever frequency you put out there is going to come back to you, and that's the way it works. So when you walk around and you treat people poorly, especially the people who are like put in your life to help your life, make your life easier, and they're actually like telling you and giving you information and telling you, yo, you should do this, or you should move this way, or hey, yo, I figured this out during my journey. I'm here to give you the gems. Here, I'm giving you the gems. Do this. And if you ignore them, and then on top of that, you double down and treat them poorly, your quality of life is going to catapult very quickly. I promise you that it's going to. And you're going to, even if you at one point feel like you're getting over, it always is going to come back on you. And I know this to be a fact personally, because I know that, again, I was on the end of when I had times in my life where I was treating people poorly. And I know for a fact on my end, like when people do stuff to me, especially now since I don't move in those ways that to where I'm hurting people. I only come around and spread love and positivity and compassion. Now, like when people mess with me now, or if they do me wrong, their lives always turn out way worse than it would have been had they not just, or had they treated me fairly, or if they didn't try to go against me. Like anytime somebody tries to play within my energy, it always goes bad for them, because I'm divinely protected and heavily favored because of the energy that I carry, the inner God that I'm using, and the power I'm emitting out into the world. So I'm spreading love and positivity and compassion. So if you come up against that, you're going to lose, because you can't beat love. Nothing beats love, period. It just doesn't. Love overcomes everything. So that's why if somebody does something to you, like if they do something to you, that's why I always say show them love anyways, because you kill them with kindness. You don't stoop down to their level. You kill them with kindness, because kindness is there's nothing they can do to combat that. At some point they have to give up whatever they're doing and fall in line. So that's how it goes, yo. So you're not actually hurting. This will show you in your quality of life. It will be poor, not fulfilling. Even if you have every material thing you want inside, you will feel empty. Facts. You can have all the material stuff you want in the world, but if you're walking around treating people poorly, being arrogant and being egotistical and thinking that you're better than somebody because you have some sort of material object that they don't have, or you have some sort of status that they don't have, or just because you're in some sort of funk in your life and you want to take it out on somebody else who had nothing to do with it, first off. And then secondly, if they were trying to help you also too, like if they were trying to help you grow in your life and achieve whatever it was, or maybe they did help you achieve whatever it was, and then you acted like they had nothing to do with it, like and you treat them poorly, your quality of life is going to go down the drain so quickly, because the energy that you have on the inside of you, it is all around us too. It's not just on the inside of you. You have a piece of it, but that energy is everywhere. It's the universe. So the energy encompasses everything that is around us. So whatever frequency you put out is going to come back. So that if you could have every little material thing you want to have in the world and be completely empty on the inside, to where your energy should be, you could have an empty vessel on the inside because of the way that you walk around and you treat people. Because that's really what this life is about. It's really about how you treat people. It's not about the things you attain. It's about how you treat people and how you take care of the connections that you have. Where we at? You will feel empty. When you treat people with respect, love, and appreciation, all high vibrational frequencies, you are actually treating yourself with those high vibes, and it will show in how much love, respect, and appreciation you get in return. These are facts. You will feel full internally, and your outer world will match that. What you put out always comes back to you tenfold. That is universal law. That is a fact. I'm telling you. Though you can call it law of attraction, you can call it law of reciprocity, you can call it karma. It's all pretty much the same thing. Whatever you put out into the world is going to come back to you tenfold, because that's the way it works. That's universal law. When you can get that law down, and you can understand the law, and you can understand that energy controls everything, your inner God controls everything, life is... Sun's coming out as a confirmation to confirm what I'm saying right now. When you understand that and you move within those laws, life is very simple. We make it harder than it has to be. When you drop that ego and you take in advice from people who love and care about you, you listen to what they have to say, you use your cheat code, like I said in the last video, use your cheat codes, embrace love, appreciation, you resonate at that frequency, tap into your energy, your inner God, and you put that type of frequency out there, it's going to come back to you. Whatever you put out is going to come back to you. So it doesn't matter what it is, when you're going through stuff and you're resonating at a low frequency, and you're not making the steps to grow, and you're not embracing the people who are put into your life to help you grow, your quality of life is going to be miserable. It's going to be horrible. It's not going to be fun, no matter how much stuff you got going on, no how much material stuff, because that material stuff doesn't mean nothing at all. It comes and it goes. You know what I'm saying? You get it and then you get tired of it a week later. It doesn't matter. But the real connection, the real stuff that matters, the currency that actually matters, the love and all that stuff that you have between you and your loved ones in your life, or the people who you deal with, when you tap into that and you treat them people the right way, you treat yourself the right way, that's what's going to raise your level of frequency, and that's what's going to create a quality of life for you. So whatever you put out is going to come back tenfold. You decide what type of quality of life you want to live. And if your life quality isn't what you want it to be, you have nobody to blame but you, because at the end of the day, you are supposed to be controlling your energy, your inner God. So when you're not controlling that, how could you possibly expect for your life to be better? And there's nothing, it doesn't matter what type of stuff you want to introduce externally, it's not going to fulfill you. It's not going to make you feel better. It's only going to be a quick little thing that's going to give you a dopamine high for a little bit. It's only going to happen for a little bit, and then you're going to drop right back down to what you were feeling before, and probably actually feel worse, because what you end up doing is actually just putting way more stuff on your plate that you have to deal with than you actually need to. I'm telling y'all, take this stuff that I'm saying and listen to my videos and really soak this stuff up, because I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. Next thing, the darkness within you is not bad. It's actually supposed to be controlled and used to keep you protected. Facts. You abuse your darkness when you don't have control of it. This is when you don't have control of it. This is when you create self-sabotaging behaviors. Facts. I've done this myself, and everybody in this world has done this at some point in their life. When you can get over those self-sabotaging behaviors, control your darkness, that's when you become in control of your energy, your inner God, and then that's when you can make things happen and live a better quality of life. When you embrace your darkness in a healthy manner, you only use it in situations that call for it. You can't reach your highest level of control over your energy or inner God without balancing your light and dark together. That is facts. You need a balance of light and dark within yourself so that you can operate at your most powerful version of yourself. Think about Dragon Ball, when they powering up and they go from base mode to Super Saiyan. Think about any superhero movie when they, there's always this depiction of they have to face themselves. They have to face some sort of themselves before they can become a more powerful version of themselves. That's what life is about. Life is really just about going through the experiences and facing yourself and growing on the inside so you can become the most powerful version of yourself. And then therefore, when you become that version, your outer world will reflect that that energy that you're radiating on the inside. So your energy on the inside will radiate on the outside, and it will reflect in the quality of life that you're having. So if you don't have peace, if you don't have blessings and abundance flowing for you, it's because on the inside you haven't tapped into yourself on the inside. You haven't tapped into your cheat codes on the outside to help you tap into yourself on the inside so that you can manifest these things. It's because you're ignoring all the signs that is telling you what you should be doing, and you keep doing what you feel as though you should be doing because it's comfortable. And that's what the ego does. The ego keeps you comfortable instead of pushing you to be better. But when you come out of your ego and your pride and you lean on the people who are around you, who are supposed to bring you the joy, happiness, guidance, and stuff like that, that's when your life becomes better. Okay. Nobody is all love and light. We all have darkness and depth. Nobody is all love and light. We all have darkness and depth to us. Excuse me. When you can build a healthy bond with your darkness, you will balance out your internal scales and unlock the inner God within you. Facts. I just said that. So that's all that comes down to. All right, y'all. Real quick cheat code, and then I'm out here. Face your darkness and unlock your energy. Don't run from it. Accept whatever trauma you have experienced. Forgive and let go. Any old emotional wounds you hold on to is only holding you back, keeping you stuck. That's facts. Acknowledge that the version of you who went through those situations isn't you now. Embrace the light in your life. Surround yourself with people who love and care about you. Anyone who is in the middle of drama or has damaging behaviors will only bring you into their low vibe frequency. Create new healthy ways of thinking. Surround yourself with positivity. This will raise your vibe, create peace, and unlock powerful energy you are not tapping into. That is facts, and that's a great way to close the whole thing. At the end of the day, you want to surround yourself with love, positivity, peace, care, compassion, with the right people. Anybody who's vibrating on a low frequency, anybody who's into certain stuff, and you know for a fact that that's really not good for them, because either you've been through it and experienced it, or because the vibe that they give off is just not good. You have to remove yourself from that. It doesn't matter if it's a friend, family member, co-worker. It doesn't matter what it is. If somebody is doing stuff that you know for sure is a detriment to them, and they're coming around you with that type of energy, you're only going to soak up that energy and take it on within yourself. So then that means you have to remove yourself from said situation and said people, no matter how much you care about them, and create an existence and a space to where you can harbor the good vibes that you need in order for you to have a better quality of life. And again, that starts with harnessing your darkness within you, but you can't do that if you are taking on somebody else's darkness too. So you have to be able to separate yourself from people, work on your darkness, and then by working on your darkness and molding it together, like I said before, you are now going to become much more powerful version of yourself, because you have created balance, and by that balance you're now going to have blessings and manifestations coming, because you have successfully took control of your energy or your inner God. You know what I'm saying? So that was it, Jim. That was some bars for y'all. I appreciate y'all stopping through, hanging out with me. As always, I'm hoping that you're having a good day. I'm sending the love out your way, and I'm out.